everybody. We're at the lumber mill here getting some wood cut for the Catamaran Dingy. I think they're cutting the 1x3s right now, or 1 1/4 by 3. That's for the inside, for the bottom, where they stick what I call the ribs. So this is Lawan, well, white Lawan. That's what we're after, white Lawan. They get that big rough stuff. They got a lot of wood right now. They got Lawan, red Lawan. They actually call that Philippine mahogany. It's not mahogany, but that's a trade name. It's an international trade name. Red Lawan is sold export as Philippine mahogany. They do have mahogany. That red right there, that is real mahogany there. That stuff. But Lawan, sometimes the trees are red and sometimes they're white. The wood is white. And the white wood's flexible. I've told you guys this before if you've heard me talking about wood and Lawan. The white is flexible and not as hard. And the red is harder and not as flexible. So if you need to bend it, then you want to get the white. And we're bending this because this is what, you have to bend it to make the bow point. And the sides are straight, and then they bend, to a point. You know what I'm talking about. You know about boats. So anyway, we're going to do this. This is a rough cut here. And then we go over to the planer over there and plane it down to the actual size. So we will be back with more. Getting the wood for the, I think he's tightening or loosening the blade here. I'm not sure which one, but anyway, we will be back with more from my Paradise on Battalion Island. They've got like a guide there, and then they add shims between the guide and the blade. See right there, he's adding shims right there to get the thickness. So he's got like a guide right there to get the thickness, that he wants. Those are the shims, yeah, right there. He just shimmed it. And that's an eyeball shim, by the way. A lot of this is eyeball. Until it's milled. Until it's planed. And then when they plane, they actually break out the tape ruler and measure it. So we will be back with more. And also, Lawan appears to be pretty straight wood. So that's a good thing. Mahogany will warp on you. It's a hardwood, and if it's wet and green. When I say green, I mean red. Here we are. They're cutting the 1x4s now. This is scary. This is for the steps. The 1x4s are for the steps at the back of the boat. So he's eyeballing, splitting this 2x4. So anyway, we'll let him. Well, no. I'll take it back. He's got a guide. He's got his shims in there. And he's re-shimming because the wood seems to vary some. So we'll be back with more cutting for the Catamaran Paradise. Oh, all right, we're in the planing phase now. These are going to be the 1 1/4 by 3 inches. These are for where we put the ribs in along the bottoms of the hull, the outside bottoms of the hull. And they have to bend around to the point in the front, so we need them flexible. And this wood looks a little bit wet, so it'll be a little more flexible for us, and as it dries, it'll stay in shape. But we brace it and all that between each side to keep it at the right shape. So they're going to be busy planing quite a bit of stuff here, so we will be back with more. And they're taking them all down on one side right now. I get all my custom lumber done here at El Ionic, and you tell them what size, they'll do it that size, any size you want, whatever you want. You just tell them, and if they got the wood, sometimes they don't have the wood. Mahogany comes and goes, and Lawan comes and goes. So as long as it's in stock, then you're good to go. Here's mahogany. On mahogany, if you leave it setting somewhere and it gets a little bit wet, it'll bleed red all onto whatever you have. So we used to leave this in the bottom of our boat, but it bled red and stained all of our white paint on the inside of the boat. So now we keep it out of the boat, or keep it above the water if we're going to store any mahogany. And mahogany's hard too. You can get really hard stuff that you can't drive a nail through. And cocoa wood, you'll have that same problem sometimes. The center, or the outside of the coconut tree, I think is the hard part, and the center part is the soft, spongy part. So as you go from the outside to hard, you towards the center, it gets softer and more spongy, to the point where it's just useless spongy on the center core. This is cocoa. These are 4x4s and cocoa wood here. If you get the medium stuff that's a little bit hard and a little bit soft, that's your best building stuff. But you got to pick through it all if you want good cocoa wood that you can work with. And it's rough. I mean, cocoa wood's always rough. They don't have finish. I can plane it and make it look nice, but when you buy it, it's almost always rough cut for construction. So anyway, they are doing their job, and we'll be back with more in my Paradise on Italian Island. Paradise out. All right, these are the finished products here. Now notice this one. This one's a little bit of a pinkish glow on. It's kind of between the white and red. Like I said, from different parts of the tree, you'll get different colors. The white is softer, and this is darker here. I don't know what the darker is. We'll find out. But we need flexible for what we're doing here. But it's got a little pinkish here, and then down here it gets a little more white. But it's kind of like half pink and half white. But that's okay. At least I'm saying it's okay. My boat builder may say something different. I got these 12 foot long instead of 10 foot long, because you can see there's like a crack right there. And see right there. So we'll cut that out. So I'm glad I got the extra 2 feet on these, so we can see right here they got a funky saw mark right there. So we can cut off the ends if we need be. Down there we got a crack and another funky saw mark. So yeah, so I got an extra 2 feet here that we can play with. So these are 1x4s. They're actually 3.5 by 3/4 roughly. They're about 9/16, but, or no, what is 13/16. A little bit more than 3/4. Just a hair. That's okay though. So anyway, they measure and mark these, and they've always done whatever I ask. They really do a great job here. Really great job. And the wood has always been good stuff. I've never had a problem with any of the wood. Like I said, I got an extra 2 feet just so we could trim, because it's wood. You're gonna get a couple cracks here. You're gonna get somebody that did a saw thing. And so that's your little margin error, and it costs another 60 pesos or something. That's, or 30 pesos, 60 cents. I don't know. I'm not worried about 60 cents. I'm worried about the boat being made with the best quality wood. Just cut off the funny stuff and use the Primo. So anyway, we're going here. By the way, they got a little fire burning here from the ashes. I mean, from the sawdust. And you can come to these places here and get like mahogany sawdust and different kinds of sawdust if you want to have like a smoker barbecue, and pick out your wood and use it. Just buy it by the bag, the rice bag full, and use that for smoking your barbecue stuff, ribs, chicken, whatever, sausage. If you're a sausage making guy, hams, you can cure hams and stuff. Yeah, so this is where you can get it. These are the big chips here, and over here is the small stuff, the fine dust here. So whatever you want. Bandsaw produces fine dust. The planer produces the little cornflake size pieces. So we will be back with more smoking and planing Paradise. Hey everybody, out. We are starting the Paradise Catamaran Dingy boat build. So we've cut, these are the runners that go on the side at the bottom of each hole that kind of basically make the outline of the bottom, and then you attach the plywood going vertically to the sides here. So this is one hole, that's the other hole. It's only the bottom because you have two on each side. And the other thing we're doing, we're cutting some plywood and stuff like that for the sides to get it right. So we're gonna go, and I gotta design the stairs, so that'll be a while. So let me go do that, and I'll be back with more from my Paradise on Battalion Island. Paradise out. And that, my friends, is power tools. We're cutting the steps right now for the 3-cut type hole. Anyway, Paradise out. I gotta go back to work. All right, everybody. This, honey, you can see me. So what we do with these woods, we cut these steps because these are steps. This is a 3-step hole, and right now we're cutting the angle here, and we have to turn that over and make the front lift for the bow, right, like that, because this board is straight. So we got to make the front lift. So he's angling that right now. We got these two, because there's 2 holes. We're doing this twice. So this is 1 hole. This is the next hole. So he's got all of his stuff there. He's gonna do that, and then I'm gonna cut that part too. So, of course, power tools. Don't forget power tools and clamps. He nails them, but that puts a bunch of holes all through the wood and stuff, and I don't want a bunch of holes in my boat. So I don't be using nails. Use clamps. Cut that.
That one.
Okay, I gotta cut this one. Like I said, this is for the front end of the boat here. Paradise out. She's sliding it down. Put it on the wood. Okay, saber saw time, folks. And if you ever get a saber saw, get one that's adjustable. Never get a one thing. You need 4 dots here. This is on 1, so this is 3 and 2 and 1. But always get this, because otherwise you'll be cutting for an hour to make a 10-inch cut. This kicks the blade out and makes a super fast cut, and way better than anything. Okay, we're measuring and marking this one too, so we'll let him get that done, and then we'll go to town with the saber saw. I call it saber saw. Some people call it jigsaw. I don't know what other people call it, but Paradise out. All right, everybody. We're putting the ribs in the Catamaran Dingy. You chisel a hole in there, and you make it fit. And after a while, you put some epoxy in there through the hole. You chisel that little hole in there like that, and then you put these uprights in there. And after that's all done, you epoxy them all in. So these are the runners that go at the bottom that you put the plywood onto the sides. So that's 1 hole, and these 2 is another hole. That's 2 boards, 1 for each side, left and right. There's 2 left and right. So that is how you build a boat, folks. So we will be back. These are the ribs here. These are 1 by 1s. You can get a bit bigger ones, like this little, almost 1.5 by 1. It depends on what size you want. We're trying to get this as light as we can, so that 2 people can carry it, because it's just, I don't know if 2 people can carry it, but we're trying to make it so 2 people can carry it. So I'm going with lighter stuff, but in some places I'm going with heavier stuff, or heavy stuff. So anyway, see, makes that flush on the side there. So anyway, we will be back with more from my Paradise on Battalion Island. The Catamaran is coming along, folks. Paradise. Hey, folks. Out. We got all the holes done in one of these holes here, and now it's time to put the epoxy in them, get them all glued in good. So we got just the regular marine epoxy there. Get it all epoxied up. Yeah, you tell them put lots on it. We want super strong. I know. So anyway, so we'll epoxy all these in here. This is one hole here, and again this is the other. So he's got to chisel the holes. He's got all the lines where the lines are here. That is where the holes go. Right there, where we call those chopsticks too, couldn't we, folks? This one's coming out here because it's vibrating. Hey, we're looking at some plywood now, aren't we? Well, there's actually a drawing on here. Once you see this, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see this is going to be the stairs at the back. This is the shape going up here, over here, and up to here, and then flatten out like that. This is the top edge of the boat here. This is the side. This is the back of the boat. We've got this little S kind of a signature thing going here. We'll cut that out after we get our before. Actually, we use this, but I had to lay out the stairs so that we know the stairs are coming all the way from here up to here, 21 inches. And then from here, we can start putting those ribs in the boards that we've been putting ribs in. So this is one side of the boat. 8 feet of one side. The boat's 10 feet long, so we got to add another 2 feet for the point up there. So anyway, that's how we lay out the stairs and how we're going to set everything on top of what. So anyway, I'm going to go put this up. I'm going to go buy some epoxy, so we'll be back with more. Oh, here's the other brother of the boat building brothers is building a boat right here. So this is his boat here. This is 19 feet long. And it looks like he's making the back straight, which is unusual. Usually the back's pointy like the front, but he's got this long ramp going up. There's all different styles of these boats. I mean, how they may take them. Sometimes the front end's a short ramp, sometimes a long ramp. Sometimes they're pointed at both ends. So, and it's just whatever they feel artistically like that day, and then the little designs all going over by the engines and stuff. It's pretty interesting because it's not a cookie cutter operation like you might think. It's everybody just kind of wings it and gets creative with the styles that they do. So I'm going to go get some epoxy, and we'll be back with more boat building and more boat building. Catamaran building. This is just obviously a single hull. 3-cut racing style boat, Paradise. Alrighty, you know what we're doing now. The Catamaran's hulls are an exact copy of this hull, minus however many feet this is from this line forward. From here to that point there is 10 feet. From here to that point there is 10 feet. This sheet's 8 feet, so we got to have another 2 feet roughly extension on that end, or actually 2 feet exactly. So. But the back end looks like this. It's going to have the slope with the S and the stairs, but that's just all moves forward from there to here, and so stairs will be up to, well, they'll be up to right here. This is the outline of the back. We already cut this for this side. So what we did now, we took and put this standing upright on the side fins, so because that's a straight line, and then we drew the line where the 2 feet that we need to add on is. Then we took a piece of plywood, put it on here, and drew this outline here. And then we're cutting those out. So we're cutting 4 of those because 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay? So you know where we're at. And this is the bottom here of this part here where this goes up. See, that angles up there like that. So anyway, we got it all drawn. We cut the first one out. So we're cookie cutting these things here. So over here, and we got this. This is the older brother, not the oldest, in the middle, and he's building this boat here, and we're building this boat here. So we got these all drawn out. You can't really see because the sunlight is kind of reflecting on this, and it flashes. You can't really see what we're going to do, but we're going to cut here. This is supposed to be the shade, but I'm in the sun. Honey, the wood's in the shade, but I'm in the sun. Okay, so anyway, we got our stuff. Oh, here's the first one we cut right here. Right there. This is the first one we cut. So that one fits, I think. I don't know. Let me go.
I'm going to check before we cut more Paradise out.
Now, this is the powder. We made one. We made phase one, and now we're cutting the other three. So we've drawn them all on here in the way that we save wood. And here we go. One to count. Alright, so you're going to cut the rest.
Hey, folks, look at this. That's upside down, of course. But this is basically the side of the boat. I'll get on the other side, so it'll be a little more easy to imagine. We got a lot of boat building going here. These are the cuts, by the way. These are the cuts here where the plywood cuts go. That's like a stepped hole in the U.S. What they're using now, modern stuff. And the Filipinos been doing it for I don't know how long. But so anyway, that goes on the end of this, and then we make the curve. So right now we're going to cut all the wood here and make the curve. See right here, we got to cut this wood right here. We have to cut this line, and then we put that piece on here and make the angle up for the bow. I need to tell him I got the saw. You want me to cut all that?
Yeah, cut.
How about this one? The same time? The same thing? Honey, same on this one?
Yes, same. Both.
Okay. Okay, well, let's do all four.
Cut this first and then mark it.
Oh, okay, I gotta go cut. I got the saw, electric saw, so they don't have to do this by hand because it's hot and it's sweaty. So we'll be back after I do my job. Paradise. All right, everybody. Now we're cutting the bow. There's a splice right here where we cut this straight one here. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see it, and that goes up, and there's going to be one more cut up there to make the final curve of the bow. So anyway, it's lunchtime. I think we're gonna go get lunch now. So she's gonna go get nails. We're having to tack some of this stuff here so we can mock it up, do a mock up. Now he's gonna make the other side exactly the same as this one. So anyway, he'll cut that. He'll measure twice, cut once. You know the rule. So he's gonna go to town with his handsaw here, and I've got my saber saw. We could do all this, but this is soft wood. And these guys, one thing these guys can do is cut, man. I mean, I'm sure they can cut wood like you wouldn't believe with a handsaw. That's Paradise. Hey everybody, look at that. That's a side view of the Catamaran. It's really kind of big. It's 10 feet long. From here to there, it's 10 feet long. There's the other one. There's the bones. That's the bones of this one. And they lay that one on top. Yeah. So this is the skin. Those are the bones under it. The wooden frame. And we will be back with more from Paradise on the Italian Island. Paradise. We'll get back. You can see lots of stuff. Paradise out.